Are you ready for some football? The biggest game of the year is upon us on February 7th in Tampa, and it's time to get your balls feeling super. Our partners at Manscaped are here to tell you to join the already 2 million men who trust Manscaped products for the below-the-waist grooming.
With Manscaped, you use the best tools to reduce nicks and cuts. Before the best game and choose the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you think Tom Brady goes into the game unprepared?
No.
No, he's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. He's always prepared. So when you head to the bedroom, you got to have your game on point, right?
I don't know a lot about football, but I do know about my balls. And I know that you got to use the best tools to reduce nicks, cuts before the game.
So it's real important when you go out on the field, if the conditions are not good, you're not going to have a great game. That's why you got to use Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code ARCADE at manscaped.com.
Your balls will thank you.
The following podcast is not affiliated with the developers who have created the games being reviewed. The reviews are solely the opinions of the hosts, to be used to make an educated decision on what games to download and play.
Hello, gamers, and welcome to Budget Arcade, the #1 free-to-play gaming podcast in the world. I'm Scott.
My name's Jeff.
Hey, and I'm Mark.
And welcome to episode 79. Just to recap, we play a free-to-play game every other week, and then we rate and review it. Mark, what was this week's game?
Yeah, this week we played Crossout. It's developed by Targim Games, who you may recognize from their other titles, such as Blaze Rush, Star Conflict, Dance Magic, and Planets Under Attack. It is a vehicular shooter MMO.
That's a strong... Okay.
They're calling it an MMO?
So,
I don't think
release
it's that
date,
massive.
This is still my time. Release date of May 30th, 2017 for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Now go ahead.
Gameplay.
Yeah, I don't think
a vehicular
it's an MMO.
shooter MMO.
Let's get into gameplay so I can tell you that this is not an MMO. At least from my experience, this is closer to maybe a MOBA. Maybe, but not. I don't want to say MOBA because there's no towers and lanes and all of that. But essentially, have you, like... Because the most popular vehicular combat series that I can remember is Twisted Metal. And calling this Twisted Metal is selling Twisted Metal short. Because this game
is not Twisted.
Is nowhere near as interesting. But so the main mode is 2 teams of 5, maybe 6. I can't remember, but
10.
I think it was more than that. Yeah,
was it 2
I
teams
think it was
of 10?
10.
So 2 teams of 10 facing off on a map. Each side has a base, and you can win a match by either killing the entirety of the other team or attacking their base.
Capturing their base.
I never won a match or lost the match by capture. It was only battles. It just seemed like people just shot each other to death.
Well, so here's the thing with this. I never played with more than one, I think, real person.
Really? I didn't notice whether mine were bots.
I think at most 2 people were actually real players and the rest were bots. And
I had a few games where there was multiple players and I don't think very many bots, but I mean, it maybe this game isn't have any crossplay and that may be why you were experiencing that, Mark.
Yeah, maybe. For sure. But like when I played and my team was full of bots, They were not interested in capturing the base at all. So what I would do is I would just let them fight the other bots on the other side, and then I would go and capture the base. And I kind of I XP hoarded or exploited XP that way. But I noticed from my standpoint on playing on the PS4 that this game did not have a lot of active players that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's basically two modes of this game too. Not only do you have the vehicular combat side of it, but you also have the garage side of it.
Right.
And in the garage, you can customize your vehicle after unlocking certain pieces for it or building certain pieces for it.
Or purchasing.
Yes, or purchasing. But that'll obviously going to be in the paywall side. But I had an issue early on where I was like, okay, I want to switch up my car. The way it is right now is, it's mediocre. So I deleted everything for the car off of the platform, okay? And then I started to build it from the ground up. When I got to the point where I was trying to add things like the what was it called? The thing that flips you over flips you back, right side up if you've been flipped over.
Uh-huh.
And then like the guns, they required some sort of energy, and it wouldn't allow me to put it on my vehicle because I didn't have the proper item for the energy. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell? So I ended up like undoing everything and putting back my original car and then having to edit it from there. But like I didn't understand really how to build the vehicle properly, apparently.
Well, with that, I know how I felt about this, but how did you feel about the controls when it came to actually trying to build your vehicle or customize it even?
Cumbersome.
They were so bad and cumbersome. Yeah, it's like one stick would like zoom close or zoom out depending on the angle that you had your other stick at. And it was just, it was terrible. Like moving around was awful.
That was my feedback. All I wanted to do, I didn't want to change my car. I just I had unlocked an additional turret. So I wanted to put an additional turret on my car. And that alone was an exercise in frustration. And I wasn't even trying to build it from the ground up like you were. I just wanted to add one turret. And man, is it not intuitive.
A lot of the garage aspect of this is buried in so many different menus. And that's part of the gameplay, but it shoots itself in the foot having a plethora of menus to get anywhere.
No pun intended.
No.
There's no feet in this game.
But there's a lot of shooting.
So anyway,
there's feet in this game.
Okay. So when you start the game,
catch my OnlyFans.
Oh,
that's just creepy, dude.
Yeah. Okay, back on point. So when you start up the game, the first time, it gives you an option between two control schemes. I went with the racing scheme. What did you guys do?
I didn't touch the controls, and I probably should have, which was weird because, so like I was saying off broadcast, I was playing for a few days, and it was one way, where, I pressed up on the joystick and it would go forward, but I would turn with that same joystick, and that was frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
But then today, the last day before we recorded, I played again, and for some reason my controls were magically changed, and
where
my
R was your gas?
Yeah. Yes, my trigger was my gas, which was a lot better, but still the handling on the car is so I want to say like tankish.
Because
you have to. I don't know about that.
I think that's by design.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like you turn left and right with the left joystick, but then you aim your guns with the reticle on your right joystick, and it felt so wonky, and it was hard to actually hit targets a lot of times because I'm trying to drive and shoot at the same time.
So let me say the the way I would describe the two control options is you have what Scott. So what happened with you, Scott? I'm not sure why you didn't get this early, but when I first jumped in the game, it immediately gave me a prompt to choose between the two types. And there was one type, I don't remember what it was called, but that was what you were playing with originally, what I would call Halo controls.
Yes.
And then you have the racing controls, which I would call closer to like you would experience in GTA. Where right trigger goes as opposed to forward. Now imagine if you have played GTA, the vehicular combat in that, but the whole game is that. And you might say, oh, he's comparing it to GTA, but the GTA, when you're hanging out the window trying to shoot and drive, is some of the most frustrating gameplay you can have. And that's what this game is, from head to toe, with vehicle customization elements, like from, what was the name of that game? Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Like, it's that, but not as good. And then it's Grand Theft Auto, but just all the bad parts.
Jeff just dived into the bag for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
I mean, if the shoe fits, right, Mark?
This
feet again.
This game has feet.
You see what he did with the feet?
Catch my OnlyFans. So what I experienced with this game as far as the gameplay goes is that it's classic, you know, kind of pay to win atmosphere in which we'll get
there
into
yet?
No, we're not
Are
there
we
yet.
in the paywall?
We're not in paywall. And
let's get to the paywall. I'm done talking about the gameplay.
I mean,
I don't want
there's
Mark
not
to get
a
in
whole
trouble.
lot
well,
with
so
the
no,
gameplay
wait,
here.
real quick is that you progress, and every match you get XP and you level up, and once you get to level 3, you get a new vehicle, and this new vehicle is kind of a dune buggy type thing, and it's got a different type of gun on it, and it's a shotgun, which is a weird choice for a car vehicular combat game.
Yes, I agree.
Hold up. I know I got to level 3, but I did not get any new vehicle.
It sucks for you.
I got some new like chassis to put on my existing vehicle, but I never got a new vehicle. So there are factions that you can pick. Did you like pick a different faction, Mark, maybe, and that's why you got a new vehicle?
I don't know. I was in the engineering faction, whatever that is.
Okay, I think I was on a different one. So I did not get a vehicle by level 3. I got like a body for my existing truck that I had.
Yeah, I don't think I got a new vehicle either. I got paint so I could change the color of my crappy vehicle.
Blue?
And I think I got that turret I was talking about.
Yes, I got a turret. Well, they made me build that turret like at level 1.
Mm.
And then like they showed I had to put it on my vehicle because it was like part of the tutorial to add that extra gun.
Yeah, the few good things about this game was I thought the music was good. You know, kind of a southern, you know, Hills Have Eyes type vibe. You know, the setting is post-apocalyptic.
Mm. Oh, it's very Mad Max.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
100%.
Its setting. So I'd agree with that. I think the graphics were pretty good. The sound was decent. So when you blow up another car, though,
Oh, that was terrible.
you don't get that visceral.
No.
You know, like when you get a kill in Call of Duty or, you know, whatever, there's this feedback you get, and I can't really explain what it is exactly, but it makes things more satisfying.
Yeah.
Right. Where,
Well, and speaking of blowing up too, there's a mechanic where if you're disabled, you can press down on both joysticks and you'll initiate a self-destruct. And the game made it seem like it was going to be some big thing about it, that if a enemy vehicle was near you when you exploded, that you would take them out as with you. And I did that with two enemy vehicles next to me, and it didn't do anything to them. And I'm like, what the heck was that?
the game lied to you so it could win.
Yes.
Oh yeah, try this.
Exactly.
I win. On the video
no, legit.
All these bots are winning.
The
Crazy.
bots are wailing and Uh,
No, accurate. Sorry I interrupted you, Jeff. Continue.
I don't remember what I was saying. Paywall?
No, you were saying that it wasn't, you didn't get that satisfying when you killed somebody.
Yeah, it's just like if you've played PUBG, that kind of was missing that you'd get a kill and it would just gently flash on screen that you got a kill. But when you got a kill in Call of Duty, there'd be a lot of a sound effect, a vibration in your controller. It would flash on your screen that you got that kill. And, you know, this was missing that. It just, when you get the kill, it's like, congrats, I guess. And
they explode and yay.
But yeah, you don't get a lot of feedback. It's one of those things that's hard to explain. Like, I can't put into words necessarily what you have to do it right, but I can point you in the direction of games that do it right, which would be your Call of Duties. But this just doesn't. I
think what Call of Duty does is they explode in all their stuff that they're wearing all over the ground, whereas this kind of like was one small explosion and their vehicle was gone. It like they evaporated when you shot.
And I don't
when you
think
killed
the
them.
sound design helped either. I think that's a lot of it. When you get a satisfying audio feedback of the explosion and the crunch of the car, but you don't get that here.
Yeah, there's no like if they added like a shrapnel effect that damaged other cars around, that would be cool. But it didn't even feel like that. Especially like when I did the self-destruct, there was nothing. It was like I don't even think I did any damage to the two enemy vehicles that were like literally next to me. They were like within, I'd say like not even a 3 centimeter radius of me because they were right on top of me when I exploded. And I'm like, okay, well that did absolutely nothing. Thanks for lying to me, game.
Stupid bots.
Yes, stupid bots.
Can we go to the paywall now?
Well,
Please?
I just want to make sure we get everything in here.
I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
Jeff is clearly done with this game.
I think the factions was probably one of the main things in this game. The level up system, all that. Okay, paywall.
Paywall.
Thank the Lord. So we're in the paywall, and this game is firmly
Going to say there's at least only one currency for this game, so that is good.
There are two currencies, my friend. Now, there's only one that you pay real money for, but then that currency you can use to spend on gold. So there are two currencies. One of which is gold, which you can get from playing the game and use to purchase certain upgrades. And then there's whatever the name, I don't know the name of the premium currency, but you can only get it by spending real money. And this is firmly in pay to win because what you can buy are weapons for your vehicle to make them do more damage, and you can get vehicles that change how your performance is. So if you spend the money, you can get better stuff
without grinding it out.
Right. You can, and I think there's a lot of things that are behind the paywall that you can't even grind to get. Like mostly that is like vehicle types and stuff like that, and paint jobs and skins. There are some cosmetics that you can't get that are locked behind the paywall, which is fine, but it definitely rewards the person who pays the money.
Well, I never experienced anybody. Well, this is probably because there's nobody playing this game on the PS4.
Right.
Nobody had any type of new vehicle or cool weapon, and I played 12 matches maybe, and like we're all just shooting each other with machine guns. And
that could be because maybe there's I would say level cap for when you queue up with others. Probably, I mean, it would be unfair to stick this dinky little starter vehicle against somebody who's been paying out the money to, trick out their car and be better than everybody else. So I would assume, I could be wrong, mind you, because, we didn't play enough to be able to get high enough in rank to be able to go against anybody that might have had a better vehicle. But I would assume that that's where that issue lies, but I could be wrong.
Well, and I agree with Mark. And Scott's probably right. I did see a guy who got the same dumpy paint I did, the faded Ugly Blue, and
Yeah.
he painted his vehicle the same way I did because it was the only option we had. But yeah, and I saw some different vehicle types while playing, but again, a lot, like Mark said, a lot of them were bots, so I don't know how many of that was real people.
Yeah, I only saw 2 or 3 other vehicle types when I was playing, and I think one was that dune buggy that Mark was talking about, and then there was like a van that I came across, and then everybody else had this stupid dumpy truck that I started with, the hillbilly truck.
I had a guy with a tow truck, and he wouldn't die. The tow truck was like the tank of tanks. He'd just go around capturing the base and just sit there and camp. So,
You gotta shoot his tires out.
see, I like, and that's another thing. You let's go back to the gameplay. Beep, 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 beep. And so
No, we did that. That was my gimmick. You don't get to do that.
so,
Should I do I could do like a Wayne's World type of thing, you know?
No.
but like when you aim at something, as long as it's on the body, you can like shoot off parts, but like tires don't come off.
No, you could blow tires off. I blew people's tires off left and right. Like there was times that my front tires were completely gone and my back tires were pushing me around and I couldn't turn. It was hilarious.
See, I never experienced that, and so cool. Okay,
That's because you were going against bots, apparently.
that's true, and they weren't interested in trying to kill me. I was just capturing the base.
Like you could literally disable somebody by shooting out all their tires, and then it would just sit there as a lump.
Well, I got nothing else to say about the paywall.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in the paywall, to be honest.
Replayability.
All right, so the replayability, well, there is that ability to level up. So obviously, if you want to grind out levels and grind out for, the ability to make your car better, then yeah, you've got a lot of replayability there. You can level within those factions that I talked about. And I think if I remember offhand, I think there was like 8 or 9 factions, if I'm not mistaken.
Name them.
I would not be able
Steves,
to.
The hot trash gang.
Wait, here, I'll name them just a second.
Was Jeff naming barbecue sauces?
Hot trash gang is a barbecue sauce.
I thought you said
Where
mesquite.
do you eat, Mark?
I thought you said mesquite.
Spicy mustard. Where did Scott go?
Sweet Tennessee.
Okay, so there's the Toe Cutters gang, the Main Force Patrol, the Australian Army. Oh wait, that's Mad Max. Sorry.
See that?
Wow.
See that would have been this game would have been so much better if they had just gone off the walls, bat poo poo crazy, and made it very Mad Max. But they kind of just kept it simple and just made it this post-apocalyptic. Hey, we're just in this ruins of wasteland.
That's a game name for you. Ruins of Wasteland. Good job, Mark.
Put a TM over that or a C.
Or maybe that could be a metal band name. We're Ruins of Wasteland. Yeah.
Has to be a very English band.
Yes.
The ruins of wasteland.
I'm not participating in this.
You're the king of bad songs, and you're not going to participate.
Excuse me?
Au contraire.
Oh,
You
I just
take
crossed the
that
line.
back. You sure did. People
Wait,
love.
I should download Meow My Cat and put it at the end of this. Let
I can
everybody
send
else
you a
be the
link.
judge. All right, back to the game.
I don't want to talk about this game anymore, Scott.
Judgment.
Okay, well then at the end of each episode, we vote on whether the game deserves our seal or not and requires a 2/3 vote to be approved or denied. The controls were just not there for me. I didn't feel like I was playing a car game at all. Even though you're driving around trying to kill people, it didn't feel fluid. It didn't feel nice. It does not get my seal.
So,
Jeff?
we started out talking at the beginning, briefly mentioning the Twisted Metal games. And I will say this, if you go back and play those games, they're not really fun anymore. And I think it's just because this vehicular combat style doesn't work. or at least no one's perfected it yet. And I think that's why Twisted Metal's not around anymore. And I think that's the same reason this game sort of fails. The controls are not fun. The moment-to-moment action is disappointing. And the microtransactions are pay to win. I can't find any reason to recommend this game. It's a thumbs down.
Mark?
Yeah, no. The actual gameplay is entertaining in the fact that, for me, I haven't played a Twisted Metal quote-unquote type in a while. And so
They don't make them anymore. Twisted Metal Black was the last one, wasn't it?
Oh, you're reaching into your bag again. Okay. All right.
What?
Show off.
What bag?
The bag of obscure games. Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. So when I played this game, I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. And then I get to the garage and it's so cumbersome. You gotta work to get anywhere in the menu system to upgrade your stuff, do anything, that it kind of just takes away any fun factor that you got from actually playing the game. And so it's very generic, it's very basic. It was meh. It's not gonna get my suit.
All right. Then this game is not Budget Arcade approved.
Thank the maker. Okay, so next week, check this out, guys. Normally, Mark and I do an off-week show, but we have something different planned. Myself, Elliot, and most likely Namek, our friend Kyle, will be on the show, and we will be reviewing Valorant. So if you wanted to play along and give us your commentary, be sure to do that as soon as you can, because we're going to be recording pretty much like 3 days after this comes out, which is the Friday. So if you get us any commentary before Thursday on Valorant, that'd be great. But next week, it'll be a regular episode, kind of, except Mark and Scott won't be here. And we'll be talking about and reviewing Valorant.
And this is only because Mark and I don't have a PC to be able to run the game. If they would put it on console, then we would be able to dive into it. But until they do, it's going to be you guys.
PC sucks. It's fine.
Okay.
You mean the PC you own sucks?
No, he has a Mac. He hasn't realized that they make games for PC yet. You can play games on these things? Not a Macintosh.
Listen, I only use my Mac to create my artistic expression, so
yeah.
Please refrain
That's all
from
it can do.
saying disparaging things about
Good luck trying to pay bills on that thing.
Artistic expressions?
Yes.
What expressions are those, Mark?
I can tell you what mine are. Meow, I'm a cat. I'm going to go ahead and send you this link.
Don't look at his browsing history.
I'll put it in the show notes, Jeff.
Okay. You don't want to broadcast it on the show and drive people away?
No.
Okay.
But you can check out my OnlyFans.
Oh, that's your artistic expression.
Okay, well, speaking of OnlyFans, I have another podcast called Hitchcock Chronologically. The previous episode features our friend Mark.
That was the worst segue I've ever heard.
Yep. Well, not as bad as the garbage you come up with. That Vigor one made me hurt on the inside.
Anyway, you didn't have enough vigor for that.
If you want to get in touch with Scott and tell him how bad he is, you can do that at budgetarcade.com. Also, we have Facebook, facebook.com/budgetarcade, Twitter and Instagram at budgetarcade, and on TikTok with all the cool people, it's Budget Arcade Podcast.
Jeff, you
as
forgot.
As well as Switch.
OnlyFans /Budget Arcade.
I thought Quibi was dead. We're on Quibi now?
Twitch.
Oh, Twitch. You're on Twitch TV /Budget Arcade Podcast.
What do you play on Twitch? Oh, I was just shouting out my OnlyFans.
Oh,
would you stop? Nobody wants to see your feet.
OnlyFans /Budget Arcade.
No.
He's thinking to see Scott's feet on that.
Go to our Patreon, and we'll put our feet on our Patreon if you really want it.
That's the platinum tier.
Yes.
$30 a month. See our feet.
Oh, gosh. We want to thank you for listening to the show. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen. And if you could leave us a generous review, we would appreciate it. Music is provided by Stimage, and you can download his music at metroidmetal.com. And game on.
Imagineville Podcast Network.
Most people only see their doctor a few days each year. For all the other days, there's CVS Health Hub, where you can see a provider, fill a prescription, and grab the essentials you need in just one trip, even on evenings and weekends. For care between doctor visits, from earaches to help with diabetes or sleep apnea, visit your local CVS Health Hub today. That's healthier, made easier. Services vary by location. See cvs.com/healthhub for details.